3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna let you start it, whole. Well, God damn it!
Oh wait, no, I thought I had to clap, nigga.
Nah, bro. Well, okay, y'all.
Man, let me tell y'all something. I am not the smartest when it comes to audio. I know how to suck dick. I know how to do a lot of stuff. I could break down a phone, put the screen back on, but boy, and I not give a shit about that.
By the way, apparently New York is opening phase 2 next week. We will fucking see. But you guys may soon be able to see us back in the studio. But for now, we again are recording motherfucking remotely.
Nah, we letting the first 2 weeks go.
Right.
Nah, bitch, I've been out protesting, bitch. If I called it Corona, I called it. I'm going to catch it with 20,000 people over just 3 people in the motherfucking studio. Weezy just don't want to leave Mexico, but it's okay, ho. Anyway, y'all, welcome to another episode of Motherfucking Horrible Decisions. It's your girl, Mandy B, a.k.a. Pat the Stallion, a.k.a. that bitch. And I ain't going to go through all of them. Go ahead with you, my
And my name is Weezy, and I am in shock because Manji just used a word that I never have heard in my life come out of her mouth in terms of possession. I know we have someone to introduce. What are you talking about? She said, I have a blank. It's a 8-letter word.
Don't do this. We're not bringing this up on the podcast, bro. This for the patrons.
9-letter word.
You don't even know how to count. Look at you. We know you're not good with math.
Bitch, you ain't know how many letters it was either, ho. It rhymes with toy friend. And
why are you doing this? Why the fuck?
Honest to God, don't know what is going on. But, you know, the world is shifting and changing, and I'm actually a little bit scared.
Listen, I ain't about them titles. Y'all know we ain't about them titles or whatever.
Okay, so.
But, you know, I got me a little abstinent, boo. You know, I don't like your face. Can you go ahead and introduce the guest that's being shady with her face right now?
We have a member of the Horror Hive with us. She's a patron. And, you know, you guys know I like minimal to low effort shit. And when I tell you this bitch, do you have a podcast, Lauren?
No, but you know what's funny? Like, I'm really, really trying to start. So me and my best friend, I have 2 best friends that are both, we all talk about like problematic fetishism. And just real quick, like my best friend, she's like, so she's like, white but like thick, and then I have like my other best friend, and he's like tall, black, chocolate with good teeth, and then I'm like the plus size black girl. So it's like I always get the white boys that are like, oh my god, I've never had a black girl before. And
girl, I used to get that shit too, and I hated that
all the time. But and I grew up in a town this small full of white
we
people.
talked about it, Weezy. This is why I never really fucked with white guys, because white guys used to be like, ooh, I wonder if I could handle all that. Or you only like black guys, don't you? Because they
hate
just
when
knew
they
they did.
But you know, I don't fuck those kind. I fuck the ones that are in the protests right now. But anyway,
that's true. She only the little white foreign things.
You know, I only bring up asking if she has a podcast because Lauren made the fucking outline in her email. She was like, I can discuss this and or these are the people that I've dealt with.
I ain't even gonna hold you.
I mean, I really appreciate that because I hate
of course.
when people write in and they're like, I should be on the show because I work at a sex store, and we're like, okay, bitch, congrats.
And right.
But I think this is gonna be really fun, and we all need this. I told Mandy, like, this has to be the next episode because we need something silly and fun and educational. And
but not only that, I mean, I've talked about it too. Just even with how we've all been handling this, I think that podcasts, and I'm grateful to even have a platform to be able to do so. But we're a part of like mental health. We're a part of you adding something into your routine that allows you to escape from the rest of the world. And whether it's talking about sucking dick or licking booty holes, I think that we bring it to the people. Before we get into the outline, guys, something that I told Weezy I would be doing over the next few episodes is bringing light to maybe injustices that may not have seen as much media attention as Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, George Floyd. And so specifically for this episode, I wanted to bring up Justice for TT. Portland Police Bureau and Oregon State medical examiners. They have said, we the people of Portland, Oregon demand that you take immediate action for the safety of the community and for TT Gully's family. So guys, for those of you who are not familiar, TT Gully was a 31-year-old queer black transient. She was also known by some of her family as Otis. She was found hanging from a tree on the evening of May 27th in Rocky Boot Park. The cause of death was determined to be a suicide, which y'all, we know is some bullshit. So TT's mother was told that the autopsy concluded it had been a suicide, but she was not given any paperwork. The Oregon medical examiner has also denied both OPB and Portland Mercury for a records request, saying that there isn't sufficient public interest. So guys, this is where this petition goes into place. So the petition that you guys will be signing, which I will be putting the link in the description of this episode, the petition.
Oh, you can't click a link in an episode, you guys. You have to copy it and then paste it into your browser.
Yes, but guys, it is the petition specifically is going to ask for two things: for the state medical examiner to release the autopsy paperwork to TT's family and the public, and also for the PPB to be held accountable for failure to investigate critical evidence of witnesses and key suspects and to remedy this negligence immediately. If you guys want to keep up with the online engagement, you guys can follow at Justice for TT. That's TETE on Instagram. And again, you guys can find more information on that in the description of this episode. Please look it up. Please follow the social media. And if you guys cannot afford to donate, or you guys just don't have the time to protest, this is a way to make a difference.
Now, fake woke Wheezy here. I just want to tell you guys about some documentaries if you need to pass them on to a racist. Few things on Netflix, because I feel like we always take our time to read shit and look shit up. But if you need to tell someone about what's going on and have them recognize it with minimal effort, few things to shout out that are streaming. Start with Amazon Prime. I Am Not Your Negro. It's actually narrated by Samuel L. Jackson, and it questions representation in Black Hollywood and beyond that. Black Stories presents Your Attention, Please. That's on Hulu. It's Black voices that are part of the next generation of excellence. And Craig Robinson hosts it, who's super fun. If you guys don't know who that is, he's the Black dude from The Office and 40-year-old version and shit like that. The one... whatever, I can't explain which Black dude from The Office, but anyway, on Netflix, Death and Life of Marsha P. Johnson. If you guys don't know who she was a trans woman, liberal activist, drag queen, found dead in Hudson River. 13th on Netflix is about incarceration and how the 13th Amendment basically makes us a slave. And a really good one, The Racial Wealth Gap Explained on Netflix, talks about how slavery, housing discrimination, and centuries of inequality created a gap. All of that shit if reading is not your thing.
Right. And I want to add one more to that. Okay. If you guys have Netflix, Trial by Media, if you guys look up the death of Amadou Diallo, he was an immigrant from Africa who was wrongfully shot with over 40 bullets in his home by NYPD. And all of the police officers got off on that case. So none of them were charged. And so if you guys are interested in reading about more as far as wrongful deaths by police officers, definitely Trial by Media. There's a ton of documentaries within that, but one specifically that stuck out to me was the death of Amadou Diallo. And of course I believe it happened here in the Bronx. So just watching it definitely rang forward.
It's so crazy how Netflix really putting us on, but
right.
There goes our woke 5 minutes, and back to cream pies we go. Okay, let's start with vanilla shit. So, shout out to our sponsor this week, Adam and Eve. We're going to give you guys the code that you need to get a bunch of shit from them. But I found this one, and obviously, because we've got Lauren today, Tales from a Sex Store Worker, I pulled up this link, which I feel like we all know is pretty obvious, but just some cool stats in it. So the New York Times said that sellers of sex toys capitalized on all the alone time, and the pandemic approached their peak for online retailers and sex toys. Adam and Eve across North America has received a 30% increase in online sales from the same period last year. Big companies that do most of our sales online saw an uptick, like WeVibe, The Womanizer. They were over 200%. There's a B-Vibe and L1.
What's crazy is this picture that's on the article, which maybe we can start posting the links to this in the description. We're going to try to become more organized. Guys, Weezy and I produce all this shit, so we're trying to figure out a way to make it more. But this finger vibrator, I tried while I was abstinent with somebody. I put it on some balls, on some abstinent balls.
Tense?
Was. But
yesterday.
abstinent dick so I tried this finger vibrator because I got it in, I don't know, you and I get so much free fucking sex toys, but this finger vibrator, I used it under the guy's balls that I was sucking while I was abstinent. And I think he really enjoyed it. So I like the finger vibrator in this. But no,
go get this one right now.
Finger vibrators aren't just for, our clip, but I did want to mention something though. I have been trying to shop with more Black-owned businesses, which means I was trying to stop shopping on Amazon. However, a lot of Black people are starting their shit on Amazon, dog. So please, I implore you guys to ask people on Twitter, on Instagram, if they have an Amazon store, because they making money from that shit too. But with Amazon sex toys, you got to type in like sex but misspell it and it'll come up, or vibrating.
How do you misspell sex?
SX, like seriously, because you can't sell sex toys on Amazon.
So same way you can't sell bongs.
Right. So they basically are sold as like massagers and shit like that. For example, there's tools to do like snorting ketamine and cocaine, and it's called snuff, which you can snort tobacco with. This is
why do you know this?
Because I looked up all the illegal things to sell on Amazon.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos knows this shit, bro. That's why he a billionaire, trillionaire, whatever.
I was looking into like drop ship stuff, and I heard the most popular shit to sell on Amazon was shit that's illegal to buy in stores. And that's how I found about this shit. I'm like, bitch, I'm about to sell drug tools and make money, ho.
Yeah, I'm fucking weak.
You know what I'm saying? But so anyway, yeah, obviously people are buying shit from Amazon, Adam, and even all these retailers, but a lot of these small business stores are talking about how they charge more for sex toys because they don't get bulk buying discounts and they can't afford to have sales on their products anymore. They're paying rent on their stores. So a lot of these people are suffering. So, just do some research. If we find out about a cool Black-owned sex toy business, or if you guys want to buy an ad, we'll tell you.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Are we able to buy this dick that you're drinking out of on Amazon, or would that be a banned item? I don't know if you noticed her.
I got this from the store I work at.
Y'all, she is drinking out of a water bottle, black.
Yes.
BBC.
I knew Mandy was gonna say
a big black cup.
Right, big black cup. That's exactly what it is. It holds a whole bottle of wine, y'all. So by the end of this, I'm about
to holds a bottle of wine
in the balls, like it's down.
Not in the balls.
I'm actually on
Benson, I wonder if you're gonna have to blur that out. We don't even know the YouTube rules.
Oh shit!
I feel like drinking out of a BBC on YouTube.
People can be racist on YouTube. We can't fucking sip wine out of a dick. God. Right. Well, I'm assuming it's a bachelorette party item, but if you guys want to get your Adam and Eve stuff, just take this code we're about to give you.
Hey. And y'all, we back. We back, ho. We back, puss a hole.
All right. So for the hors d'oeuvre this week, like I said, minimal effort on my part. Thank God we have a guest. I want to know, Lauren, Mandy and I give our sex tips all the time. Is there any that you felt like over the years really stuck out to you that you've maybe learned in your store, or a toy you recommend, or what's your hors d'oeuvre for us this week?
Yeah, for sure. So two different things real quick. One, for some reason, I don't know why when girls come into my store, I look like the anal queen, because they come
you have a big butt?
A little bit, like it shake a little bit, but like I think what happens is they come in and we have like a display of all of these, and I got it right here, all of these little butt plugs, right? Like the cute little shit on them. And so
she's holding up like the ones that have the little diamond in it.
Yes. And so they'll come to me and be like, oh my God, I want one. They're so cute. Like, how do I use it? And I literally have to like go through, because they're trying to train their butts. And like Weezy always talks about like the dilators from like Adam and Eve.
I love that you're talking about this, because I just use our own WD
code
for my abstinent dick. But I want to add something I did use. So if you're going to be the anal queen, go ahead and give your tip, and then I have a question. So
okay, cool. So my tip first, because people are always like, he tried to stick a finger in there. He tried to whatever. And so what I always tell people is, one, don't worry about that anal ease, okay? Don't worry about that numbing stuff. I don't recommend the numbing stuff, because one, if you've never done anything but stuff related, it's going to numb it. And you're going to wake up the next morning bleeding, looking crazy, because this nigga's not going to stop. This nigga, if you've never done it, this nigga's not going to stop.
Right, because you
can't
won't
feel it. It's numbing.
I got it.
So the next morning you're waking up, you're sore, your booty throbbing, you're bleeding and shit, and then what? So I always tell people, get a really, really good anal lube. You can get something water-based, but a lot of the anal lubes are going to be thicker. So they may be a cream, they may be a gel, something that's just going to add to your own natural wetness, and then it's going to be comfortable for you. Make sure y'all doing lots of foreplay. Make sure y'all doing fucking after and before, and then hop into that. But what I tell people beforehand is get you a good silicone butt plug.
Why silicone?
Silicone because it's soft. If you get the metal ones, they're weighted, and if you're not used to it, you can be like, what is this heavy ass shit hanging out my butt? That's all you're gonna feel all day. So if you get you one of these, and I always say go with the BDSM brand lube. I use Kinked. So Kinked is like a really good, they're like really good about look at me.
I'm about to look at what I ordered because that actually was my question. So the abstinent dick that I was getting wanted to try anal.
Does your toy friend fuck you in the ass?
Well, he tried and it was just too big. And so
that's why he's your toy friend.
I was like, maybe, I was like, maybe because we haven't, because, you know, I was fucking 24/7, but me and 24/7 didn't fuck since last October. Right. And well, we fucked once a quarter, but because I guess I haven't had no dick in my ass, it wasn't ready. And so
that shit closed up like a nose ring.
It did, bitch. It really did. And so I was like, okay, I said I'm gonna use my own code WD50, by the way. And I was like, I'm gonna buy the butt plugs. Like I got a anal dilator kit for myself. I've gotten it normally for guys, but I didn't want to use what I've put in someone else in my butt.
Right. Good for you.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like swapping out gloves in a mask.
I was like, let me fucking. These are not reusable. God damn it!
No cross contamination.
But in my order, your order is arriving soon. Here we go. In my order, specifically when I bought this, I was like, I'm pretty sure I have to get. They actually suggested anal lube, and I was like, what the fuck is the difference between anal lube and regular lube? And so this is actually Adam and Eve's Forbidden Anal Lubricant. I bought the 4-ounce one. It was only a $9.95 edition, and I got the kit for half off. But I want to ask you, is there a real difference between regular lube and anal lube?
So you know when you go to the store and you see lube, you get the little bottle and it's clear, and you turn upside down and you see the bubble, and the bubble moves up real quick?
Yes.
Okay, that's because it's a lighter consistency. It's a thinner consistency. It's water-based. But if you get you something that's an anal lube, it's going to be a little bit thicker to where when you move it and that bubble flows up the top, it's going to move a lot slower. So it's going to be like, I have it right. I'm going to turn around so y'all can't see the brand in case they're going to try to take your money. But it's like, it's thicker. It's thicker.
Okay.
So, it's the Kinked brand, but I really like it because it's slick and it feels like silicone, but it's not sticky like silicone. So I always tell the girls, like, okay, go in the bathroom, clean it out however you clean out your butt, whatever. Get in the shower, clean all that out. Since your body's already wet, it's a lot easier to insert. So while you're in the shower, I like this because
I like that tip. Hold on. Ladies, if y'all didn't grab it, she said to while you're in the shower and you're instructing them to use the lube and then fit the butt plug up while they're in the shower before drying off.
I've never heard that ever.
I really like that tip, actually.
Me too. I'm telling you, you put your foot up the same way you put your foot up to shave that leg. You squeeze a little bit of this on there, rub it around, pop it in there. It's gonna go in there because your body's already wet, and this is almost waterproof basically. So you get out, you walk around with that for a little bit till it's comfortable. It's like getting used to a tampon. And then I like my first time using it, I used it while we're having sex. Niggas are visual. He just saw a little bling. He's like, what the fuck is that? Like that.
You worked at this fucking sex store, my nigga. Like,
bro, only since September. But like,
it's like not even a year. You're gonna lube up the asshole.
Not even a fucking year. But I know that niggas like bling in the booty holes, and you can put your leg up and prop. Yeah.
Listen, a little light at the end of that tunnel. Okay, that's all you need. Is a little light.
So I'm not gonna lie. So those scared me. So the butt plugs that I actually bought have the ring to where you could just put your finger in it and pull it out.
Yep.
So those are the ones I got because sometimes I don't know how loose my booty hole is. I feel like that gym gonna go all the way in. So I wanted something to be able to yank that shit out my booty.
Can I tell y'all how I had
Why are you looking like this, Weezy? Why the fuck?
Because she's like, I feel like that gym gonna go in my booty hole, bitch. Like, is it if it's not glued on enough? Like,
right? No, I wanted something to be able to yank it out.
Right.
Like, and you could just use the little loop. So the ones that I actually bought, like, there's 3 different sizes, and Clearly, the first one was too small. I was like, "Oh, nigga, I'm past that."
Right. We graduated.
We could go to the medium one first. But I wanted him to be able to like pull it out without, yeah. So I actually really like that tip. Weezy, do you have any hors d'oeuvres for this week?
No, I don't.
No? Okay.
Sorry, that was a lot. Well, let me think. What my hors d'oeuvre is.
I kind of got one.
Yo, to be honest with y'all, I've been so stressed out about not getting my period, thinking I was pregnant, that I couldn't even.
This bitch.
Wait,
she didn't even let me know. I told her, I said, we was about to start a GoFundMe for your abortion, hoe.
Hell yeah.
I was about to have a schmortion with my boyfriend. Okay. I don't know what movie that was.
I got 5 on it. Okay.
I got 5 on it.
Let me tell you what was so stressful about that week. You guys are going to hear the story next week on our episode with DJ Damage. I can't go into it again, but basically I thought I was about to have a baby in Mexico. I really thought I was pregnant, my nigga. And everywhere we went, I just kept seeing
across the damn border. So what you gonna do?
Bitch, I was like, what we gonna do? Like, this ain't the passport that you want. If anything, you want to get an EU one so you could keep traveling. Like, fuck, this baby coming out with a wall for real. Dog, I was scared. And then, you know, it was just weird because when you have conversations about a schmortion with someone that's actually your toy friend, like,
why are you saying it like that?
I don't know.
Cancel culture.
Bitch, and I ain't gonna hold you, bitch. We living in that shit, bitch.
Right.
They trying to cancel all of us. They probably gonna be like, guys, this is not the time to talk about anal sex. We about to get canceled because I just like a little thing in my little booty hole.
That's it.
Bitch, let me tell you something.
Can I not like shit in my booty?
I need to start taking shit in my booty, so I have to stress out, bro. When I tell you that blood came out and I felt,
fuck.
I was like, wow. It was so, but you know what's trifling about my nigga? He was so, like, of course he was worried too, but he was low-key hyped that, like, he had more time to fuck. So he kept wanting to fuck me because, like, well, it ain't here yet. And I'm like, I don't want to fuck it. So it was like a waste of a week. Anyway, I have no hors d'oeuvre because I've been so stressed out. My only advice to you is if you ever buy a pregnancy test that's in another language, make sure that your phone is ready and able to figure out what that word is. Make sure before you go to the store, you don't have to do this circle around your stomach to let someone know what you need while everyone stares at you. Because it's not a proud moment of my life. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, I didn't do enough research. That's all I'm going to say. But all I know is it's an embarazada.
It's a what? Oh yeah, we talk about it. And I was like, what the fuck is an empanada in your
right?
in your motherfucking pussy, hoe?
I heard
so my sex tip actually, and I don't even know if this is a tip, but I lost all control as far as y'all know. I like being in control, and so ladies, if you guys are doms and you find yourself fucking a dom who takes all control out of you, just slap that nigga without any warning, because it made me feel better because I'm fucking a nigga who I am not in control. That nigga is in control. And in order for me to feel like I could gain my control back, I just slapped him in missionary hard too. And it made me feel better, and he didn't complain about it. So at the end of the day, I feel like it worked. But it made me feel better.
During sex is like your way of getting the aggression out. Like sometimes when that nigga makes me mad, I just give him a quick, I thought we were into it.
And trash all nigga to fuck.
And ladies, I do want you to be wary of the guy that you are dealing with. Because the same way I wouldn't advise you to go down to lick booty if you know that man is not into it, just know your partner. But literally, by day 5, and I realized this man is not going to let me be in control. In order to take back my control, I just slapped the fuck out of him because I was like, I feel so not in control. So that's my tip, ladies. It made me feel good. Like I still kind of took back my power while I was
I'm fucking weak.
And that's it.
Wow.
But
I
guys,
just can't get over Mandy's toy friend.
Don't do this. Don't do this. I'm not gonna lie though. I've never this is the first time in my life, literally, and I'm almost 30, that since the day we met, I have seen him pretty much every day.
I'm going to throw up,
I know. I know. And I'm like, damn, I ain't even sick of you yet, nigga. So if you listen to the Patreon episode, I'm already in my head like, maybe I have to push him away because it's too good to be true. Let me ghost him or something. Because I'm just like, how am I not sick of you yet? Like, I told you.
You know, it's so funny you're bringing this up right now because Andrew Schultz and Akash were making a joke during Call Her Daddy era on Flagrant. And they said something like about how we could take over the game in phases of our life, right? They're like, imagine if Weezy and Mandy like got married and had babies and had relationships and people grew with them through those phases. And I remember laughing thinking like, Mandy ain't doing that.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not getting married and I'm not having babies. Pero that's why the conversation on Patreon.
You said a lot of things you won't do. Let's do a fact check now. Are you still using condoms?
Yo.
Lie again.
I can't say yeah. How y'all gonna tell me I'm lying when I say yeah?
Your face told us that the lie detector you were
not
a
everybody
liar.
watches this shit on YouTube, you bitches. So I'm not gonna lie. So can I ask y'all that question then, since we're getting this conversation out the way?
What a deflection! But go ahead.
Right, let's do it.
So here's a real life conversation, right?
Cool.
So he ain't got kids. He claims he shoots blanks. I don't know, but he doesn't have kids. But here's the thing. So I'm talking to my group of friends and I'm really like, okay, I got to get on birth control. Which one is the best one? Because they all fucking suck. They change your body. They just fuck you up.
No, they do. So, you gain weight, you get pimples.
Yeah, you get pimples, you gain weight, you have mood swings. It fucks up your hormones. It fucks up how you bleed, your cycle, all of that. So I'm talking
I had no side effects and I've been on the same birth control for like 12 years.
So what is the birth control you're on?
I'm on Sprintec 28 day. It's a pill. You do have to remember to take that shit.
See, the pill? No, bitch.
Is it low hormone?
It is. And so I take it at noon. So I take it whenever my lunch break is because I'm the type of person I have to eat when I take any type of medication or I feel nauseous. But I've been taking it since 10 years. I've been taking it since I was 17. And so it has gotten to the point where my periods are very light. They're like, maybe it's like 3 days. That's it. And I'm boom back in it. That's it. Right.
So, exactly. So why don't you get the implant in your arm?
So that's the thing. So that
everyone I know, it keeps rejecting.
Yeah. I know a lot of people where it's not good. So here's the thing. In terms of a woman, and this wasn't on the outline. Sorry, we're going to get to the outline because there's tons of questions.
God forbid we talk about sex, Mandy. We can't fucking talk about sex outside of the outline.
I know, my bad. Shut up, bitch. So the question was in the group chat where they were all like, well, why as a woman do we feel the pressure to go get on birth control instead of sending the guy to make sure his thing is what it is, or ask the guy to, the vasectomy and or all of that things. So I think that
I don't know. I think that's
like fucking for like not a long term or not anyone that you're necessarily going to be with.
I don't think it's why as the woman. I think it's the reality of, don't get me wrong, you could be with the best man in the world. I love my nigga, but at the end of the day, he could turn on me and it's still in my stomach. Right. I think we have to protect ourselves first and foremost. I don't think it's anything like, why is it on the woman? Maybe we look at it like that, but
yeah, because I just don't think a lot of, even for the men listening, I don't think that men are aware of how much birth control affects us. Well, like our whole body.
Too, there's not many options for men right now.
True, that's true.
But
we read about birth control for niggas. It's coming.
Right, yeah, for sure.
But I had the conversation. I mean, this has been my first pregnancy scare. Like for real, thinking I was pregnant, and we had to get into the conversation of like, okay, are we really not going to do birth control? But he really respects my choice, and knowing that like I've been tracking my ovulation for maybe 4 or 5 years.
And thank you, because now I do it because of you.
Really?
I'm on that whole rhythm method.
I still think that rhythm method is bullshit. I literally just be looking up at him like, you sure your swimmers don't swim? That's the question.
Is he coming in you?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't
know. No. Like, I swallow. I still enjoy swallowing. But to me, pre-cum, I just know that there's still a chance. Niggas don't know when they pre-cum, bro.
Well, I'll give you that. I mean, I guess I am being risky with pre-cum, but I'll be real with you. Like the side effects cream abortion has had on me.
We know them niggas is coming. We know that nigga.
Them niggas, man.
Sorry, that nigga. I changed it. That nigga.
Right.
Well, actually, I've never really been the cream type of person but now I'm having more consistent sex with someone, obviously. But birth control takes a real toll on my body. I'm already someone that's super emotional. Just to give you guys a gauge on how medicine affects me, if I take like half a melatonin, I'm out. Like, I'm a person that one drink makes, I'm a lightweight on everything.
First off,
right,
we've had this show for 3.5 years now.
We know that you pissed in that nigga's treehouse, Weezy. What are you saying?
They've heard your ass talk. Coming to y'all, she literally has taken a puff of a shit. I'm so high this episode, guys. So I'm not
lying. It's real. So with birth control, it really affects me. And so like, that's why like, I can't fucking do it, dog. But I think you're going to have to explore. We've all done it. I think everyone I know has tried. I've done Depo. I've done the pit. Like, we've tried it all.
And I don't want to go back to Depo. And I don't think we've even had a full length conversation of all of the birth control options, but in depth, like those side effects that I'm not going to lie, as a lot of women, we fear, damn, I could become a different person just because I don't want a baby. But
I think then UvaRing has the most low. I could be wrong.
I was looking at that too, but then my homegirl had it, and girl, the nigga got a big dick. I don't want that shit to fly across the room.
I thought you take it out when you fuck.
No, my friend had it fly across the room on her because the dick just made it shoot out. Okay. She's a squirter because she's a squirter.
Well then, Mandy, I guess you just need to cross your fingers, hope to die, or have a shmortion.
Anyways, guys, we have a lot of questions to ask Lauren, but before we ask Lauren all of these questions, and before we get into the horrible decision, I want to let you guys know that this week's episode is brought to you by none other than Blue Chew. Blue Chew, guys, it's for y'all that may not be able to hang with the hang time or whatever, you know what I mean? So guys, increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed with Blue Chew. Visit bluechew.com. That's blue like the color. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. Take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. Since they're chewable, they work twice as fast as a pill, and you can be ready when the fuck ever. I ain't gonna hold you. I might need to ask the nigga right now if he got a rod in his dick, because this nigga come 4 times and I'd be like, I'm done. But I can't keep up. But anyways, for guys, if you're not making your woman respond the way I'm responding, and you realize that your woman is not yet done and wants to keep grabbing at that fucking ball sack and gummy dick, as Lex would say.
Okay.
Sorry, I was making it. We have to put in a personal experience. I'm sorry.
Well, we could talk about to women too, because
there we go.
I'll be real. I did buy the Blue Chew with our code. Like, I think I did it last year.
What's our code, ho? Horrible, bitch. That's our code. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and Mandy's got it in the script. Nah, but when I ordered it, I only paid $5 for the shipping, and I just popped it up on some shit. And it wasn't even like the nigga couldn't keep up with me. I don't even remember whose nigga it was. Whoa. I don't know who. But I remember
who nigga you was fucking, bitch.
Right.
You know that's not my style. If it was, and I found out, I'd be pissed. I'd be super emotional about it. But no, I remember whoever it was, I surprised them with it. And it was just like, I just wanted to go on this rampage that night. And I was like, oh, because I'm not even a person that likes more than one round. But the biggest thing I noticed was it made him rock fucking hard. Like, his dick was like,
yes.
Right. And if you guys listen to my wildest crazy sex night, this was maybe a year or 2 ago, where I went to the sex club and this man fucked me 10 times in one night. I made him pop a Blue Chew because we had a whole bunch in the studio. So the nigga popped a Blue Chew. He blamed the tequila. I'm like, nah, nigga, it was that Blue Chew. But anyways, guys, visit bluechew.com and get your first shipment free when you use promo code HORRIBLE. That's WHOREIBLE. You are just paying $5 for shipping. So that's Blue, BLUE, chew.com, promo code HORRIBLE, and try it for free. Now, Weezy, let's go, because this bitch done made the outline, bitch, and you running it.
We have been like all over the place having too much fun talking to Lauren. But Lauren, really quick, I want you to tell us how old you are, what your sexuality is, and why you started working at a sex store.
Cool. So I'm 27. I live in Virginia. I always listen to y'all's like whole like spectrum, like the Kinsey scale shit. And it's like up until the time I like finally had a threesome, I didn't consider myself bisexual. And now I just kind of consider myself like open, like whatever the fuck. But to answer the question as far as like why I started. So if we go back, I graduated high school, got into college, was like, I want to be like a sexologist. Like I want to get into, I was big on psychology.
Oh, these were dreams right out of school. Okay.
Yeah, like been sucking sucking dick. So then
she said been sucking dick.
So once I realized like how much schooling it took and that like in the area I was in just wasn't a guarantee, I was like, I'm not trying to get into all these student loans. So switched my major to marketing, and lo and behold, I got into like sales and shit, and I was just really good at selling, retailing, upselling, just building relationships with people. And so I got the job. Like I said, I told y'all my day job is at a root canal office. So I'm just dealing with teeth all day. And so what I did was I was like, I want to pay my car off early. So I got a second job. So we visited a new store that opened in my city.
Are you allowed to say the name of your store? Did you talk to them?
Yeah. So it's Romantic Kingdom.
Cool. So we have a lot of people in the VA, so I'm so sure they'll visit you.
Yep. VA, PA, New Jersey, Maryland, all that. Okay. So it's the biggest store in Virginia. And so I went to go visit it just as like, let's just say I went, and me and my boyfriend
spent field trip.
Yes, field trip. We went. My neighbor told me about it. We went. Shout out to Brittany, and we go, and we're there for like an hour and a half. And I'm like, bro, this is amazing. So I'm like just chatting up with the girls. I talk to everybody, and the girl's like, oh, come back on Monday. Like the manager's going to be here. We need somebody. And I'm like, sure, I pay my car off early. So cool. So I come back, and they hire me, and like, okay, start on this day. Like 3 days later, I've been there ever since. Not leaving.
Wow. Yeah. Now, in our email, you wrote a lot of stuff about the people that you're helping. I want to talk particularly about content creators. When you say that, are you meaning like OnlyFans girls that need stuff tell us about that.
Yep. So what I realized, it was just one customer in particular that I realized, I was like, this has to be some shit. So she would come in like once a month and I would see her, and I'm like I'm real open. I'm real, like, if I see somebody buying a butt plug this big, I'm like, what the hell are you about to do? And they'll just tell me. That's just it. And so she came in, and I used to see her all the time, but she would spend like $400-$500 on toys, like big ass shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So I don't say anything to her. Like the fourth time she comes with a friend, I realized they both buy identical double-sided dildos. So I'm like, okay, well, she's just fucking this bitch. Why do you need two? So I'm like, what are y'all about to do? She's like, girl, content is where it's at. Like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the fuck? So she starts going on about how her and her husband do it. And then, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I'm like, what is
her and her husband use the double-sided dildo?
Yes, and they do it on their OnlyFans. Yes.
Girl, I want to see that. Let me see how that works.
I'm going to hit her on Snap, and if I find it, I'm going to send y'all the link. Okay. So yeah.
Content creators. Now, what about, you said church folk after Sunday service. How'd you know they were church folk? How and what the fuck did they buy?
Y'all they came in at 1 p.m. with their hats on.
Hello. I'm trying to tell y'all. I see. So where I live at, it's in Newport News, and it's like ghetto in some places is what they try to say. And so
she did quotation marks, y'all chill.
Right, exactly. And so I come from a predominantly white, very, very small town, and now I live like 30 minutes away in the city, and it's so many different cultures, right? And so you see so many different types of people, and specifically after Sunday service, I get two types of people. That's how I know they're coming from church. I get the real down south, just Southern belles with the whole little scoop neck dress on that come in with their husbands or by themselves.
With their nude pantyhose, we know.
Hello, exactly. Or I'll get the straight out of the Blackest Baptist Church that comes in there kikiing with Deacon so-and-so, and they come in because you can see how they're dressed. You look at the time like, okay, well, if it's the white folks, it's 11:30. If it's black folks, it's 3:30. And I already know you just came out of church. Okay. And so they come in there, but they come in there to get little stuff. So they'll come in there to get lingerie. They'll come in there and get a cock ring. They'll come in there, oh, what do I do? This, and this. But you can tell by a little bit of twang in their mouth, like, oh, you coming from church.
So let me ask you, you just said they'll get a little something like a cock ring. Can we scale maybe what vanilla shit sex toys would be considered to maybe, okay, the kinky of the kinky?
I was thinking the same thing. She was like little shit like a cock ring.
Little shit like a cock ring. So what would be considered vanilla shit sex toys?
Sure. So let me preface this by saying a big myth is that people don't like to go into sex stores because, one, they're uncomfortable, and two, they think that it's for the creeps, right? And so they're worried about who they're going to see in there, blah, blah, blah. People come in, and the only stuff that is like, I'd say beyond or in the kinky or not vanilla is stuff that people feel they're uncomfortable with. So I have people come in and they're like, hey, we want to try something. A lot of times it's those older people, the Sunday service people. They're like, hey, we want to try something to get him to keep it up. And yeah, I can give you pills all day long, but you're going to keep coming back. And yeah, from a sales standpoint, maybe I do want you to come back. But from a personal standpoint, because I try to keep it real with my customers, I'm like, boom, get this old ass nigga a cock ring. If he can still get it hard, get him a cock ring, it's going to keep him hard. And it's going to do the same thing the Blue Chew does in the sense that it's going to make him like rock hard. It's not going to be as long as the Blue Chew, but it's going to do that. And that's something you can reuse to where they don't feel incompetent, to where they have to keep taking something.
By the way, can I let y'all know, Adam and Eve gives you gifts, and there was a cock ring in my free gifts.
See?
I used it, but we didn't put it all the way down, like stacked. We put it kind of like in a way to where he was fucking me and I could feel the ribs of the cock ring inside of me, and that shit added some extra little flavor. I ain't even gonna lie. I told y'all I was against cock rings because I didn't like the look, but he snuck it on. And but he added some ridges.
When it's in, who cares?
Yeah.
I tried it with my nigga and he'd be like, all right.
Okay, so cock rings you would consider maybe for someone who's trying to add something. What else would you consider maybe vanilla for beginners as far as sex toys is concerned?
I would say anything kind of small and that doesn't look super realistic. So small bullets. Small bullets are really good. They're usually like at the counter at your local sex shop, to where you can go and not spend a lot of time if you don't want to be seen. Just go in and be like, hey, I need a bullet. And they're usually between like $9 and $20 depending on how many functions and shit. So I would say something like that. People like to say that handcuffs are vanilla, but people don't like to be restrained, especially people who aren't open-minded. So I would say definitely like a small bullet. I would say if you want to add like the cock ring for the guys. If you do want to try pills, like for instance, like I don't know what the female Blue Chew is, but like we sell the kangaroo pill. I've used it. That shit is lit. Okay, like that.
Kangaroo pill?
They have a pink and purple.
Is that something that you could get at like your gas station, like a local gas station type shit?
I think they might. Any local sex store should have it though. They're like under $10.
Okay. All right.
So those are good. They kind of like enhance your senses. It'll increase your sexual energy to where you feel like you can take more charge than you normally would.
So I was gonna say one of the most interesting. There is. I'm looking right now. So one of the most interesting things that I think you brought up on the email was kind of like a, what is it, client doctor privilege, but you're not really a doctor. But the idea that someone will bring their wife in on one day of the week and then bring their side chick on another day of the week.
Do they act like they know you? Do they be like, hey, Lauren?
So what I try to do, because you got to remember during the day I'm working at a root canal office where I have that HIPAA mentality, right? So like I can't, if I see...
Not the HIPAA mentality.
Listen, that's what it is. Because literally you have to think, I'm working 8 to 5 at this office and it's 6 to midnight straight after. Like I'm going job to job. So I'm still in that mindset. When I get there, So when I get there, for instance, specifically speaking, I had a gentleman come in. He's black, under 30, tall, decent looking dude. He comes in by himself first, right? So I'm there that day from 6 to midnight. So he comes in probably around the time I get there, just ask me a couple questions about some pocket pussies. Cool.
Okay.
He leaves. Then I see him come back at like 8 o'clock. So he comes back with the female. Cool. She's like Latina, real pretty. Whatever. They come in. He's asking me about certain stuff for her. Lingerie, the pills, some toys, boom, boom. So they do whatever in the store. They leave. And then this was like a couple weeks ago. Just Saturday, I see him again with a white bitch. And I'm like, who the fuck?
Are you about to be a white bitch?
Listen, I don't care who he fucking.
Nah, I'm just playing.
But I was like, who is it? And she's in there, she buying the kangaroo. And mind you, I know it's stereotypical how like the white girls buy everything, but she in there like, oh, I got it. And swipe the card.
Shut up.
Got hella stuff. And mind you, I had told my boyfriend about it when he came in the last time because some drama happened with him and his baby mama and the cops got called, some other shit I won't get into. But yes, while they were at the store. But anyway, so yes.
What? So, what are my shoulders like?
Right. What happened? So that happened, and I had told my boyfriend about that certain situation. So he just happened to be there with me the other night, And he came in and I was like, yo, that's the nigga. And so he was like, well, who's the white bitch? I'm like, I don't know. So when he saw me, like, I was just like, hey, how y'all doing? Like, I try to keep it real generic unless you approach me like, oh, hey, remember I was here the other day and boom, boom, boom. If you don't say that, I'm going to keep it like I never seen you before. I'm talking to you just like anybody else.
I'm not going to lie. Like your job, you definitely have to ease the comfort. Again, yes. And I'm referencing the wildest crazy sex night I had because that night we actually went to the sex store together to buy the strap, and I wanted him to pick one that he thought he could take, like
comfortable,
and so I bought it because it was my I was gonna keep the shit, but I definitely we had the conversation, but the lady at the store really made him comfortable in talking about knowing that this dildo was essentially for him, not for me.
Exactly.
And so how do you gauge the uncomfortability of people with talking about sex toys, and how do you ease them into getting them to actually purchase?
It's like a shot.
It was scary. It was scary.
Right. So what I try to do is I'm a very outgoing person, and sometimes that can come off as aggressive. And what I've realized about the competitive store, like our competition, some like the other like mainstream like chain stores. We're a chain, but we're a smaller chain. We're not like global. And so what I've noticed when I go into those other stores, they're right up on you, like they're getting commission. Like they're, oh, can I get you something, blah, 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 blah. And I try to do that. So where I'm positioned in the store is right facing the door. So as soon as someone comes in, I'm like, hey, how are y'all doing? They'll say, blah, blah, blah. Okay, boom, let me know if you need anything. Because I have regulars that come in, I'm always talking to my customers, and I see them a lot because I work nights, and that's when the freaks come out. And so
freaks come out at night.
Exactly. So they see me. So the new person might see me talking to the regular and be like, okay, cool, she doesn't seem pushy. And they'll come to me and be like, or they'll hear me talking about something else or selling something else. I'm like, oh, that sounds good, bitch, what you talking about? And then we form that relationship, we'll build that rapport.
Can you tell us about the deaf couple that you had come in?
Bro, okay, so
how do you even communicate with it? Do you know sign language?
I do not. So
you know how to write braille?
You was texting?
Not at all. Ain't no Morse code, bitch, ain't no nothing. So what happened was, this happened like a month into me being there, okay?
Oh, God.
And what I think is so important, especially listening to y'all's episode today about all the black ass shit that y'all have talked about in the last couple of years, is that I had most importantly, a black one, mid-60s, deaf gay couple come in.
Lord.
Cutest thing I've ever seen, because of course I don't want to be like problematic, but like they talk, but it's that voice. And so because they're not signing to each other, like they know what they're saying.
Wait, she said that voice.
Y'all know what I'm talking about, trying to get y'all canceled.
Bitch, you finna get us canceled.
I'm trying not to.
Weezy, this is not the time to do your accents, man.
I'm not. What the fuck?
No, this was not the time to do the accents. I didn't know.
But like, I know what she's saying, because I have seen a lot of deaf couples, and it does warm my heart to see them in their own zone together.
Okay, we gotta get off. Okay, we not gonna talk about
Okay. So all of those factors, right, in this relationship. So I see them come in, I greet them, they wave, and I'm like, okay. And so I don't realize that they're deaf until I hear them giggling behind me. So where I'm sitting, I told you I'm facing the door. It's like a big square podium, and I can kind of like turn around, I can see everything. And behind me are all, like on the back wall, are all the lubes. And I hear them like kikiing, and I can hear them like hee. And so I turn around and I'm like, they're just so cute. So I'm just smiling at them because I like shit like that. So they come over to me and they're pointing at the butt plugs. I told you all the butt plugs like in a little case next to me. And they're pointing and them giggling, and I'm like explaining to them, because they can obviously I'm trying to tell them like, hey, I pick up the lube, and I'm like, like that. They're just giggling. But what really, really stuck with me more than like the little bit of interaction I had with them, because they were just so in tune and so in love. And there's a difference when you can like vocalize something to someone versus when you can't, and that person can understand like your struggle and your background. So for them to both be black, for one, for both them to both be 60s, I'm thinking my dad's in his 60s, and I know that he was in school when schools first got integrated. So I'm thinking, okay, how long do they know they were gay, or did they acknowledge it to themselves? Right. They've always, I'm sure, been deaf. So it's like, for you to have to deal with racism, for you to have to deal with a disability, for you to have to deal with your own orientation struggles, and then finally get to know each other.
Black, gay, old, and disabled.
Exactly, everything. You mark everything off that little sheet.
Like, all the odds.
All the odds.
Now, on a less light note, I am really curious. So I became cool with, shout out, I don't know what her name is, black chick that works at Premier Adult Factory out in Orlando. I've been going there since I was 18, maybe even 17. And I went in there a year ago. And she was like, bitch, I remember you, ho.
Oh, shit.
Like, oh, my God. Yo, it was so dope. And we start talking about my podcast. And, like, she's like, I'm so happy for you. And I asked her, tell me some stuff so I can bring it back on the show. What is some shit that always blows your mind? She said, girl, at least once a week, people ask for rape porn, unwanted porn, or even things with fucking kids. Yeah. I wanted to know if you guys sold porn and like things that people have asked you that made you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, so two specific things I can think of. One, we sell a shitload of porn, way more porn than like the other local shops. So we have 9 aisles of porn in the back of the store.
People still buying DVDs?
I was about to
Nigga, let me tell you, are they there? I have people who come in that don't even buy the porn. Now, mind you, we have the best sale in the industry. I don't care what nobody says. You buy 3 DVDs and you get 3 for free.
That's Adam and Eve shit.
Right. Adam and Eve send you 6 for free.
That's right. Exactly. So people come in there, and I have some customers that just come in and just look, I mean, for hours, and then just leave, don't buy shit. But to answer y'all's question, we have what I've seen, I guess, the wildest shit porn-wise, and I'll do toy-wise too. So porn-wise, I have people come in, it's always the senior porn that I see, pregnant porn, and underage porn.
Yeah, but are y'all legal? Y'all don't sell underage
probably
porn,
sell
right?
Teen stuff. I'm
assuming. So it's not, so it's like the teen stuff, right? So not like super underage, but it'll be like the incestual stuff. So it'll be like, oh, daddy or stepmommy or whatever, to where they're obviously supposed to look.
Do people look quote unquote ashamed when they're like buying their senior porn, like?
So what I try to do is I really try not to be judgmental, and like that's just something I've always tried to do with my friendships, anything. And I'm really.
But what have you judged, bitch? That's what we want to know.
Let me tell you, the one that I've judged is grandma take that dick out too, or it's like grandma drop that dick or some shit. It's some title that's basically like grandma drop the dick. And it's her, it's grandma holding the dick like this, and she like that. And so whenever I see that pop up, I'm like, you into some shit. But it's basically like that I've seen, I guess, is the most like quote unquote problematic. We do have like small people porn and shit like that, but that's not even it's really the old people and like the super young people that I see. I guess toys that I see that kind of always throw me off, because I don't care what you're into. And that's what I'll say, that's a difference. That's a myth when people come into the stores. It's like, oh, don't you come across a lot of creeps? Nothing's creepy to me unless it's harmful or illegal. Do what you want to do. That's it. So I guess the other thing I see that kind of throws me off was when I see like the big ass butt plugs like this. So I'm like, nigga.
Maybe they booty hole get wide.
They might, but it's always a shocker to me when I see them, because I forget we have them. Like we have like the silicone fists, like from down here up. They're like mold.
Weezy likes to get fisted.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro! All I did was stick my fingers in there, and then she kept telling me to add more, and I never turned it in.
I remember that. Yeah.
God, you guys will not let this go. Okay, what about you mentioned animals. What are people asking for in the store?
I was about to ask that next. So and real quick before you get there too, I know I don't want to talk about the butt plugs that have the furry tails. We talked about that as well.
Not that.
Being on the show.
What these niggas saying? It's not PetSmart, so what they want?
Right, exactly. So it's not even necessarily that people are asking for them. We sell them and then people come across them, and it's always those people that I kind of see and be like, So what it is right next to all of our bachelorette stuff, we have our like novelty stuff, and we have blow-up dolls. And some of the blow-up dolls, just like the regular ones, are animals. So there's goats, there's pigs,
you're lying.
Shut the fuck up.
I wish I should have brought one with me, because I knew
how much do they cost?
They're cheap because they're blow up. So they're not like the cyber skin. They're actual like balloon, like you blow them up and you fuck them. And so they have whole pussies and they have buttholes.
But animal pussies and animal buttholes.
Yes, and they're like goats. So on the picture of one of them on the packaging is a goat with like a beat ass face. You know the meme where everybody's like this? It's like that beat face on the goat. And so people will see it's right next to the men's underwear.
Are you sure it's not like a floaty? Like it's not.
No, it's not a floaty.
She said there is booty holes and pussies on these blow up animals.
And on the back they have this really, I'm not even gonna say cute, but it's like really clever marketing idea, because you know I'm into marketing, so it's like
what's the marketing?
It's like you down for a backyard brawl, like something crazy. I swear to God.
This might be the shit I need to sell on Amazon, bitch.
What?
I'm trying to tell y'all.
Wait, what are the people? Okay, wait. You know what? We got to get off this animal thing before we get into the home mail, because this is almost too wild at this point. Mm-hmm. I need to know the phone calls that you got. Tell me about the guy or the customer that called about the butt plug.
All right. So I had a gentleman come in,
and I need you to tell the story, and then maybe Weezy can do an accent and be the customer or something.
Yes.
But let's role play this shit out.
Okay,
this is not stuck in my ass.
It don't matter.
Better pretend today, bitch. So I had a gentleman come in, very like McDreamy, right? Like very handsome, older white dude, probably mid-40s. He comes in, he's on the shorter side. He's probably like 5'8", 5'9". I'm 5'7".
Sorry for the sirens, by the way, if y'all hear them.
I hear them very vaguely, so they should be okay.
Oh, okay.
So they come in, so the guy comes in, and he basically lies and tells me that he's coming to get a retirement gift for a friend. So he wants to see butt plugs. He wants to see all this stuff. So I end up selling him a butt plug. I think some of the male enhancement pills, some lube, some massage oil, just regular shit. Not regular, but regular. So he ends up, he's super charming, super nice. He's like, oh, you're so kind. Thank you so much for helping me, sweetheart, blah, blah, blah. Check him out. He leaves. 2 hours later, I get a phone call to the store. And normally when we get phone calls, it's just what hours.
Hours and directions.
That's it. Exactly. So I answer the phone. I'm like, Greater Kingdom, this is Lauren. How can I help you? And he's like, hey, so you might remember me, handsome white guy from earlier. And
no, he did not.
I swear to God. So I'm like, yeah, I know you're talking about you're trying to pay the student loans and all. So he's like, kind of weird, but so I tried to use the toy, and it's not coming out. And so in my head, I'm still going off. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. You told me you're getting it for somebody for a retirement party. So I'm thinking maybe it's his wife. So I'm going straight into, or partner in general. So I try to be very like non-specific when it comes to people's orientations. So I'm like, okay, well, tell your partner they just need to relax, get some lube. I recommend sitting on the toilet because that just kind of relaxes your muscles. Right. It'll just drop, right? Cool. He's like, well, it's actually for me. Nigga. So I'm like,
the butt plug is stuck in his booty hole.
In him. And not like you were saying where you're afraid it's going to be like the whole thing's going to be stuck. It was stuck in the fact that he like tensed up, clenched up, couldn't push it out. Couldn't pull it out because his muscles, it just spasmed. So
I feel like I'm shit listening.
Listen, so I'm talking to him. I'm like, okay, boom. How'd you put it in? He's like, I just stuck it in there. Did you use any lube? No. Do you have any lube? No, because I'm like, you need to put some lube around there. He's like, well, I was gonna get a stick of butter. I'm like, wait a minute, nigga, no.
No, do margarine.
Exactly that I can't believe it's not butter. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I was gonna get a stick of butter. I'm like, please don't. Like, try to. I was like, do you have like a water bottle? He goes and grabs the water bottle. I'm picturing all this in my head. So I'm picturing him like scooting like off the toilet. So he gets the water bottle and he tries to like squish it up there. And he's like, it's not working. I'm like, listen, just breathe. Like, I'll talk you through it. Like, that's fine. And mind you, I have customers in the store. So I'm like trying to whisper because we have like big monitors where we
Thanks for coming in, you guys. And yes, bear down on the toilet with your stick of butter.
Literally me. So I'm literally like talking to people and I'm like trying to hide behind the monitor where the security is. And I'm like, okay, so what I need you to do is I need you to just grab the water bottle like so. And I just need you to just squish it and it should go up and you should feel a little bit looser. And that should just push and breathe at the same time.
Did he get it out while he was on the phone with you?
Yes, and he went and got the stick of butter. And the stick of butter works, bitch. I'm not even gonna watch it.
So guys, that is another tip during this episode.
That is our fucking home mail. If you ever get a fucking goddamn butt plug stuff up your ass, bitch, you better hope you got butter.
Butter. I'm telling you, you probably clean right after, but
imagine butter. If you had to go to your neighbor's house like this, like,
right. I actually need some butter.
Exactly. I know I need it right. Any kind. I guess Vaseline would be another thing in your house.
Yeah.
Olive oil.
Crisco, bitch, something.
We know Weezy liked the Crisco. If y'all came to the live shows,
that was doctor recommended
Weezy likes
for
the
my
Crisco.
Vaginismus. It's a very tough time to
You still was sticking up Crisco in the puss.
Okay.
Anyway, I do want to get into our horrible decision. Well, this one is actually kind of a hoe confession, but it's not a hoe confession. It's from a male listener. It's someone that wants us to help them celebrate their anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just really excited because this is the first time we've ever got this. I am going to say your name just because you put it in there. I won't put your email address, though. Hi, Mandy and Weezy. My name is Akeem, and I'm a whore. Your show has been a constant source of validation for a kinky young nigga like myself. I've listened to every episode, and I am a patron. Only $5, though, because shit is tough. I only got $3 like Lex P. I'm also married, and my wife and I listen to the show together every week. So, wife, look to your left and say, I love you, husband, for writing into the whore hide. We met last year in March and got married in 3 months, just about 90 days.
Fiance!
Right.
Our anniversary is June 12th, which when you guys listen, let me look at the mother, which is last Friday. So happy belated Anna motherfucking versary. It would be incredible if y'all could shout me out. I'm not going to give your wife's name because if any of y'all's friends listen, maybe they're going to know both of y'all. But shout out your wife that starts with an R.
No, I think he wants you to. Shout out.
Okay, shout out Rochelle. New Rochelle.
Of ways to make their anniversary special. He knows this would make her day because he loves her more than anything, and he's so glad to have a partner during this time. Shout out to you and Old Baby.
So here we go. I am going to give you what you need to do, Rochelle, to your man for anniversary. And I know we about 3 days late now, but you know what? It's better late than never. I say go ahead and lick that booty hole.
Now, I just want you to know, Rochelle.
All up in here.
This was a PS per request. And the nigga said, if y'all could throw in an impassioned plea for her to eat my ass. Also want to tell y'all. Impassioned. I also want to mention.
Is that a word? Impassioned?
I can't figure out.
Let me look
I don't know, but that nigga said, let him have
I don't know if that's a word.
I want to say we are not a shout out type of pod, but I thought this was a very sweet home mail. I did see it, and I actually forgot about it. This was adorable.
By the way, impassioned is a word. It's feeling with or showing great emotion. So he really wants that ass ate.
He meant it from down here.
Eat it, baby. Eat the Buddha hole. Eat the Buddha hole, baby. Eat the Buddha hole. Eat the Buddha hole, baby. Eat the Buddha hole. Okay, that's it.
Somebody put a remix on that, please.
Thank you for the tune. Lauren, do you want people to follow you somewhere or not?
Sure. So you can follow me at Lola Tyler on basically everything. Gotta stay low, LO on Twitter. But yeah, I try to post stuff from the store and like post my own tips about certain stuff.
Oh,
like
nice.
I'm trying to get into like toy reviews. What I'll probably end up doing is toy reviews because we're
You got
constantly
the
getting
mic.
new stuff. Yeah. So just real quick thing about just toy reviews. I'm gonna recommend while I got the little space to do it, the Womanizer Duo.
It's my favorite. So the Womanizer Duo, I ain't gonna lie.
Listen,
it's big. It's big
yes.
though. That shit is big. I like the Womanizer just regular, but that's what I come to every night. So yeah.
I'm trying to tell you that's
is highly recommended
thing.
Across the board for everybody, y'all. Shout out to Lola for writing. If any of you guys are, she is part of our Horror Hive, and it's been a minute since we've had a listener just join us for an episode. Please write us and tell us why in a great fashion like Lauren did. Also join us on Patreon. I'm probably going to do another workout this week with y'all. I couldn't breathe. Old Bay did an episode with me. Y'all could hear that. And this week we have an episode. Mandy and I are trying to figure out what we can bring different to Patreon because we're so used to creating our live shows. So we're like, what else should we do? And we're still figuring it out. But I think that maybe some lessons learned, different shit that we can do. I don't fucking know. But this week I tried something new with the Master Investor, and we talked about stock market tips and sex at the same time, and what companies that kind of have to do with sex that are actually in the stock market right now. So check that out. There's a 5-minute clip that you guys will hear at the end of this episode. It'll be available. And I don't know what else to say because I'm running out of breath.
Yeah, but I want to thank you guys just for tuning in. And also, I just want to be sure that everyone is taking care of their mental health and wellness right now. There's a lot going on, not only fighting COVID, but also just with the pressures to vote and also just what's going on with the protests and riots. My mom said it would be irresponsible not to bring up. Just know your local voting places for the state of New York, it is June 23rd. So I know we have a very large New York following. Be sure to get out and vote June 23rd. It can make a difference between everything that's going on right now and how we seek justice. So definitely go out and vote. And I know Weezy was looking up the other dates and municipals on where you need to vote and the times. We'll probably post that to the Instagram as well as to our Patreon. But again, join us on Patreon, guys. Thank you once again. And Lauren, thank you for joining us. This has been yet another episode of Horrible Decisions. Bye, guys.
Such a fun one.
Hit stop whenever you can.
Yeah,